accidents in this universe. You didn't stumble upon this message by chance. There is divine timing in everything. And right now, this message is reaching you because your soul is ready. The universe, through divine love, is calling your heart to awaken, to heal, and to rise. So breathe deeply, place your hand on your heart. This is your sacred moment. This message is meant for you. You are not alone. You never have been. Even in the silence, even when it felt like the whole world turned away, you were held. In moments when you cried behind closed doors, when your heart was heavy and you didn't know who to turn to, there was a divine presence surrounding you, holding you gently, whispering comfort into the depths of your soul. You may not have heard it then, but you were never truly abandoned. The universe never left you. There is a love that walks with you at all times. A love that doesn't judge, doesn't punish, and doesn't leave just because you feel broken. That love is eternal, it is sacred, and it lives within you. You don't have to search for it in others or beg for it to stay. It is already yours. It's in your breath, it's in your heartbeat, it's in every sunrise that greets you and every star that watches over you at night. That presence, whether you call it God, Source, Spirit, or simply love, is always with you. There were times when you thought you wouldn't make it. Times when your strength seemed to vanish, when the weight you carried felt too much to bear. You might have screamed into the void asking why you were forgotten, why you had to go through what you did, why love had to hurt. But here's the truth. You were never forgotten. The challenges were not punishments. They were sacred lessons. The loneliness was not emptiness. It was a call back to yourself. Pain doesn't mean abandonment. It often means growth. The soul expands in silence. Healing happens in stillness. And sometimes the people you thought you needed to feel loved were never meant to stay, not because you were unworthy, but because you were being redirected to something deeper, something higher, a love that doesn't depend on human approval, a love that is divine, pure, and infinite. You are so deeply connected to everything around you, even when your eyes can't see it. The trees, the wind, the moon, all of it is in harmony with your heartbeat. They rise and fall with you. They dance to the same rhythm your soul was created in. You belong here. You matter. And every breath you take is proof that the universe is not done with you yet. The tears you've cried were never wasted. The heartbreaks weren't meaningless. In those sacred moments of sorrow, the universe leaned in closer. You might not have seen it, but your angels were there. Your guides stood beside you. The energy of love wrapped itself around your pain and whispered, "Keep going. You are stronger than this. You are growing through this. And look at you now. You made it this far. You survived storms that were meant to break you, and somehow you're still standing. Not by accident, but by divine design. Your courage is not small. It is powerful. It is seen. Every step you've taken, even the ones that felt uncertain, were steps forward, steps toward your healing, toward your becoming. Even when you doubted your worth, the universe never did. Even when you forgot your light, the divine never stopped seeing it. You may have been overlooked by people, but never by the source that created you. You are guided, you are protected, you are divinely supported. In every breath, every thought, and every dream you dare to dream. You don't need to carry it all alone anymore. You can rest, you can breathe, you can trust that there is a force greater than your fear working on your behalf. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need all the answers. All you need is to remember this truth. You are not alone. You never were, and you never will be. So today, open your heart to that knowing. Let it flood the spaces that feel empty. Let it soothe the wounds that still ache. You are loved more than you can comprehend. You are supported in ways you can't even see yet. The universe is conspiring in your favor, and the very fact that you're reading these words right now means the message is already reaching you. You are surrounded by love, even when it's quiet, even when it's invisible, and even when life feels like too much. Love is holding you, the divine is walking with you, and your soul knows the way. Trust it, you're not alone. Everything you've been through has prepared you, every heartbreak, every delay, every closed door. None of it was a mistake. Each moment, no matter how painful, carried a divine purpose. You may not have understood it at the time. You may have cried out, asking why certain things had to happen the way they did. But now, as you look back, something in you knows the truth. You were being shaped, molded, strengthened, prepared for something greater. Life doesn't break you without reason. It breaks you open. And in that opening, something beautiful begins to bloom. Every challenge you faced was a teacher, each one bringing you closer to your true self. You didn't walk through the fire for nothing. You walked through it so you could emerge wiser, softer, stronger, and more aligned with the person you were always meant to become. It's easy to feel like the hard times were unfair, and yes, some things were unjust. Some people hurt you when they should have protected you. Some paths collapsed just when you thought they were finally coming together. But even in the wreckage, there was a hidden hand guiding you to something your soul needed more than your mind could understand. Pain has a way of awakening parts of you that ease and comfort cannot reach. You had to be stretched. You had to be tested. Because the version of you that's meant to rise couldn't be built on ease alone. You've cried tears of confusion. You've questioned your worth. You've battled doubt, fear, loneliness, and regret. And yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still open to growth. That in itself is a miracle. That's the power that lives within you. Life didn't defeat you. It initiated you. It placed you into moments that would reveal your courage. It introduced you to your own resilience. And through every breakdown, it was showing you how to build something new. All of it matters. The nights you didn't sleep, the days you went through the motions, pretending to be okay, the seasons of waiting when you didn't know if things would ever change. They prepared you to be patient. They taught you how to listen. They trained you to trust. Because now you know some things are worth the wait, and some delays are actually protection. Your soul was learning how to discern, how to say no when you used to say yes just to keep the peace, how to walk away from what didn't honor you, how to forgive, not because others deserved it, but because you did. You were being prepared to set boundaries, to love yourself first, to believe in your value not because of what others gave you, but because of what you've discovered within. The disappointments weren't the end. They were detours. They redirected you to places you never imagined you'd go. Maybe you lost someone or something that meant the world to you. And maybe in that loss, you discovered a part of yourself that had been waiting to be seen. Sometimes the things we think we can't live without are the very things that stand in the way of our growth. The letting go, while painful, clears the way for something more aligned with your soul's purpose. You don't have to regret your past. You don't have to carry shame or guilt. You did the best you could with what you knew, and now you know more. You've grown, you've evolved. And that means you're not the same person who once tolerated pain, who once settled for less, who once doubted their power. You've earned your wisdom. You've earned your peace. Every step, even the ones that felt like missteps, brought you here, to this moment, to this clarity, to this strength. And now, you're ready for what's ahead. Not because life is suddenly easy, but because you are ready to meet it with grace. You're no longer afraid of the unknown. You've walked through shadows. You've faced uncertainty, and you've come out the other side more grounded, more aware, more aligned. So hold your head high. This version of you is not an accident. You were made for this. Everything you've been through has prepared you for what's next. You are ready to receive, ready to trust, ready to rise. And this time, you're not walking in circles. You're walking in purpose, with intention, with peace in your heart and wisdom in your soul. You are being called to let go of fear. Not because fear is wrong or because you've done something wrong by feeling it, but because it no longer serves where you are going. Fear may have once protected you. It may have helped you survive, kept you cautious, or held you back when you weren't ready to move forward. But now fear is only a weight around your ankles, keeping you small when your spirit is ready to expand. You've outgrown the need to constantly brace for pain. You've outgrown the belief that something bad must follow every moment of peace. You've lived long enough in defense mode. You've doubted yourself, second-guessed your instincts, and silenced your truth for far too long. But the time has come to release those old patterns, to make space for something greater, to allow your soul to breathe freely without the suffocating grip of fear. Fear whispers lies. It tells you you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that you'll fail if you try, that you'll be alone if you speak your truth. But none of that is real. None of that is who you are. Fear is not your voice. It's not your guide. It's a shadow of the past, echoes from wounds that are ready to heal. You are being called to return to love, to trust, to inner peace. The kind of peace that comes not from certainty, but from knowing you are always held, even when you can't see the next step. Letting go of fear doesn't mean pretending it never shows up. It means choosing not to let it rule your decisions. It means hearing the fear but moving forward anyway. It means trusting that the universe is not out to hurt you, but to grow you, to guide you, to awaken you to your highest self. There is so much waiting for you on the other side of fear. There is freedom, there is joy, there is alignment. But you have to release the need to control every outcome. You have to soften. You have to be willing to walk through the unknown with a heart full of faith. That's where your power lies, not in the illusion of control, but in the willingness to trust what you cannot yet see. Your dreams are not here to taunt you. They are not impossible fantasies. They are sacred invitations, callings from your soul, but to reach them, you must be willing to release the stories that say you can't. You must let go of the fear that says you're not ready. You are ready. You've always been. The only thing standing in the way is the voice that says otherwise, and you no longer need to listen to that voice. This is your time to step forward. Gently, lovingly, with courage in your heart, even if your knees shake. The path doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to begin. Trust that each step will reveal the next. Trust that when you say yes to your inner calling, the universe says yes back to you. Letting go of fear is not about forcing positivity. It's about embracing truth. The truth that you are capable. The truth that you are guided. The truth that everything you've been through has brought you here for a reason. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Each time you choose love over fear, peace over panic, trust over doubt, you are reprogramming your mind and rewiring your soul to thrive. And every little step counts, every deep breath, every act of courage, no matter how small. Every time you refuse to believe the worst about yourself, you are healing. You are not your fear, you are not your past, you are not your wounds, you are light. You are love. You are an infinite expression of divine energy. And nothing, not fear, not doubt, not the opinions of others, can diminish the truth of who you are. So let go. Loosen your grip. Release the tightness in your chest. You don't need to carry the weight of fear anymore. You can place it down now. You can give yourself permission to trust again, to feel safe in your body, to feel safe in your life, to feel safe being yourself. Fear may come knocking, but you don't have to let it move in. Thank it for trying to protect you, and then lovingly release it. Let your heart lead. Let your soul guide you. Let peace be your new normal. You are being called to rise higher, to walk lighter, to believe in miracles again. You are loved unconditionally, not because of what you've done, not because of how perfect you've tried to be, not because you've earned it. You are loved simply because you exist. You are enough just as you are. No title, no status, no appearance or achievement could ever increase or decrease the love that was woven into your being before you even arrived on this earth. So often we grow up believing that love must be earned, that we must perform, please, or prove ourselves to be worthy of it. We measure our value by the responses of others, by how much we are accepted, needed, or praised. But true love, the kind that comes from the divine, asks for none of that. It does not waver based on your success or failure. It does not disappear when you feel broken. True love stays. It holds you in your darkest hours and celebrates you in your brightest moments. There is a sacred presence that surrounds you at all times, one that knows your heart even when you can't find the words. It sees your pain, your fears, your silent cries, and it never turns away. In fact, it draws closer. This love does not judge you for your struggles. It does not expect you to have it all together. It simply wraps around you, gently whispering, "You are still worthy. You are still whole. You are still loved." There is nothing you have done or could ever do that would separate you from this love. Even in your moments of doubt or anger, even when you feel lost or unlovable, this love remains. It is not conditional. It is not earned. It is not withdrawn when you feel unworthy. It is the constant force beneath all things. The pulse of life itself, moving through you, reminding you of who you truly are. You may have been hurt by people who said they loved you. You may have been abandoned, betrayed, dismissed, or misunderstood. And those experiences may have caused you to build walls, to question love, to believe that it comes with terms and limits. But divine love is different. It does not punish. It does not manipulate. It does not use fear to keep you small. It sets you free. It invites you to rest, to soften, to return to your truth. And the truth is, you were created in love, by love, for love. Every flaw you think you have, every imperfection you try to hide, is seen through the eyes of love with compassion. There is no need to hide any part of yourself. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to do more to deserve care. You are already enough. Your very existence is proof that love is your birthright. You are not alone. Even when it feels like no one understands you, there is a divine presence holding you close. When the world feels cold and distant, this love remains warm and unwavering. When you question your worth, this love continues to speak. You are mine. You are precious. You are loved. And now you are being called to believe that, not just with your mind, but with your whole being. Let that love in. Let it heal the wounds of the past. Let it soften the parts of you that have been hardened by life. Let it fill the empty spaces where fear once lived. You are being invited to love yourself in the way you've always needed, with gentleness, with patience, with grace. Speak to yourself kindly. Treat yourself with care. Forgive yourself freely. You are learning, growing, unfolding, and you are doing better than you think. You don't have to wait for someone else to validate your worth. You don't have to keep chasing approval. You already have the love that matters most, the love that comes from within, the love that comes from the source of all life. It is here. It is now. It is you. So breathe that in. Let it wash over you. Let it sink into every part of you that has ever felt unloved or unseen. Let it remind you of the truth that never changes. No matter how much the world shifts, no matter what anyone says or does, you are loved deeply, completely, eternally. A new chapter is beginning for you, even if you can't fully see it yet. There is a gentle shift happening beneath the surface. It may not look like much from the outside, but inside you, something is stirring, something beautiful, something sacred. You're not who you used to be. You've outgrown old patterns, old roles, and old fears. And while you may still feel the echoes of your past, your spirit knows it's time to move forward. You are entering a season of becoming, a season of unfolding, a season where everything you've learned, all the pain you've endured, all the wisdom you've gathered will begin to make sense. Nothing you've been through has been wasted. Every tear, every trial, every silent prayer whispered in the darkness was planting seeds. And now those seeds are beginning to bloom. This chapter won't look like the ones before it. You are not going in circles. You are rising. You are stepping into a version of yourself that has been waiting patiently to emerge. This version of you is softer and stronger, wiser and freer. You've carried so much for so long, but now you're being asked to lay down the weight, to walk lightly, to open your hands and trust that something better is on its way. Letting go of the old can feel scary. Even when something no longer serves us, it can still feel familiar, still feel safe. But growth asks us to release what's comfortable and reach for what's true. The discomfort you may be feeling is not punishment, it's preparation. The confusion, the uncertainty, the in-between moments are all part of the process. You are not lost. You are being redirected. You don't need to know exactly where you're going to take the next step. You don't need to have all the answers. Life isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for willingness, a willing heart, a hopeful spirit, a belief, even if it's small, that something good is on the horizon. The new chapter begins the moment you say yes to the unknown. Trust yourself. Trust how far you've come. You've survived moments you thought would break you. You've healed wounds that once felt unbearable. You've made it through sleepless nights, lonely seasons, and quiet battles no one else saw. You are not the same person you were before, and that's a gift. That's the evidence that you are growing, that you are evolving, that you are becoming. There will be new people in this next chapter. People who see you, support you, and speak life into your dreams. There will be new opportunities, ones that align with your soul, not just your survival. There will be joy that feels real, not forced. There will be peace that doesn't need to be earned. And there will be moments when you look around and realize, this is the life I once prayed for. But it all starts with a decision to let the past be the past, to honor it, to thank it, and to release it. You don't need to carry the pain with you any longer. You don't need to keep reliving what went wrong. What's ahead of you is far more important than what's behind you. And you deserve to walk forward with hope. You are allowed to dream again. You are allowed to feel excited again. You are allowed to believe that the best is not behind you, it's still to come. This chapter is not just about starting over. It's about starting fresh, starting from a place of clarity, of wisdom, of deep inner strength. You are not empty. You are full of potential. You don't have to rush. You don't have to force anything, just be present. Be open, be willing to receive what's meant for you. The universe is not asking you to do this alone. You are being guided, supported, and held every step of the way, even when it feels quiet, even when it feels uncertain. You are not alone. So breathe, relax into the becoming, trust the process. The ending you experienced was not the end of your story. It was the doorway to a new beginning. You are being invited to create a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. This is your time, your turning point, your fresh page. Say yes to yourself, not just once, but again and again. Say yes to the life you truly desire. Say yes to your healing, your peace, your joy, your dreams. For too long, you may have been saying yes to everything and everyone else, while quietly saying no to your own heart. You've bent, adjusted, waited, and sacrificed in silence. But now is the time to turn inward and reclaim your voice. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to feel whole and fulfilled, not just for a moment, but every day. The power to create that life begins with one simple yet powerful choice: to say yes to yourself. Saying yes to yourself is not selfish, it's sacred. It's an act of self-respect. It means you are no longer willing to abandon your own needs to keep the peace. It means you are willing to listen to your inner voice and honor its truth. That voice is wise. It knows what you've been through. It knows what you need to heal. It knows where your joy lives, but it needs your permission to be heard. It needs your yes. Say yes to rest when you're tired. Say yes to boundaries when your spirit feels drained. Say yes to stillness when the world demands constant movement. Say yes to the life that reflects your soul, not just your obligations. The more you say yes to what truly aligns with your spirit, the more your life begins to mirror your truth. There may be people who don't understand your yes. That's okay. You are not here to fit into their version of who you should be. You are here to become the most authentic expression of yourself. And that will sometimes mean disappointing others in order to stay true to yourself. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Every time you say yes to yourself, you strengthen your worth. You send a message to the universe that you are ready to receive more of what is good, more of what is true, more of what you deserve. You create a ripple effect. Because when you choose yourself, you inspire others to do the same. You may have learned to shrink, to settle, to stay silent in exchange for love or approval. But you were never meant to live in a box. You were never meant to live a life that feels too small for your soul. You were created with purpose. You were born to rise, to stretch, to expand, to shine. Saying yes to yourself also means saying yes to your healing. You can no longer carry the weight of old wounds. You can no longer hold on to pain that keeps you stuck. Healing is not always pretty or easy, but it is freedom, and your freedom matters. You deserve to feel light again. You deserve to let go of what no longer serves you. You deserve to start fresh, to breathe deeply, to walk in peace. Say yes to your passions, even if no one else understands them. Say yes to your body, even when the world tells you to criticize it. Say yes to your voice, even when it shakes. Say yes to your boundaries, even when they're met with resistance. Say yes to the things that make you feel alive. Say yes to your own company, your own growth, your own sacred path. When you say yes to yourself, the universe says yes to you. Doors begin to open, people begin to appear, opportunities begin to align. Because the moment you begin to honor your truth, life rises to meet you there. You are not here to play small. You are not here to simply survive. You are here to thrive, to love, to create, to live a life that feels like home. So give yourself permission. Say yes to joy. Say yes to adventure. Say yes to change. Say yes to rest. Say yes to peace. Say yes to the real you, the you who is no longer afraid to take up space or to live fully. This is your life, not anyone else's. You are the author of your story, and every day is a blank page. Say yes to rewriting the script. Say yes to being more gentle with yourself. Say yes to believing you are worthy of the life you envision. The journey begins with one decision, one moment of courage, one quiet affirmation whispered deep within. I say yes to me. Let that be your beginning. Let that be your breakthrough. Let that be the light that leads you home.